are in a lovely, bright, spacious church in the north of Norfolk in England, just about to complete the second volume of our series of Mozart Sonatas for piano and violin. The violinist is Rachel Podger, who many fans of Channel Classics will know, and the fortepianist is Gary Cooper. And one of the great tasks we have in the coming years is looking at an oeuvre which isn't particularly well known by Mozart, but which we feel deserves to be better known. And I'm going to ask Gary first why he feels that maybe these sonatas aren't as well known as they should be.
Well, I think the first thing is that, particularly with regard to the early sonatas, which we're looking at as well as the late, throughout the discs. This first disc, which we made last year, actually used the very first sonata Mozart wrote when he was 8. And in that context, it seems very clear that he was writing a sonata for keyboard with violin accompaniment, probably played by his father, Leopold. And then alongside that, we play the very last sonata he wrote, 1789. And then it's very clear that the violin has much more of a role to play. It's an equal partnership, which then you see in Beethoven's sonatas, that sort of thing. But really, as far as your question is concerned, Jonathan, I think I don't understand why these sonatas aren't played more often.
What would be the musical characteristics that suddenly make people think, "Wow, I want to collect this set"? What is it?
I think that it's a unique opportunity, really, within the chamber music to hear something that spans the whole gamut of Mozart's, albeit short life, but very creative life. And you can hear on each disc that delineation really between early, middle and late. And also I think for me there's such richness and wealth of material in every single sonata we come across. Everyone seems like a gem, doesn't it? I know it seems facile to say that, but they really do. They're incredible.
Rachel, if you played a lot of notes for Channel Classics over the years, unaccompanied Bach and other sonatas by various pieces by luminaries of the Baroque. What is so different about playing Mozart? What are the sort of...
Well, in a way, when you first approach it, you think, okay, there are fewer notes, and when there are lots of notes, then you know what to do. But when there are fewer notes, you think, okay, I'm accompanying, and so I'll accompany Gary. But then you realise that actually, of course, even though he wrote it for piano with violin accompaniment, that's obviously very apparent in the early sonatas. But you then realise that you need a different kind of assertion that isn't really present in earlier music. You've got to play with a certain different presence of mind, and with a real, with a lot of character and a lot of elegance. And I mean, you just have to characterise absolutely everything that you play.
The same, the dialogue between the piano and the violin is so sophisticated, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, there are times listening to you in the last couple of days where the ideas and the lyrical ideas, and then suddenly you back off. It's like being on the stage. I just wondered how much of this music maybe was influenced by the stage and the whole idea of Mozart's feeling with every instrument as a protagonist.
It's good you say that, because I think we were talking about it yesterday privately, but it just seems, I mean, for me, like listening to the whole Scarlatti's sonatas, you just get this incredible variation and wealth of material, or just encapsulated in these 7 discs of sonatas.
Are you playing all the discs on the fortepiano? Or
yes, with the exception of the London sonatas, in which we're going to be using an English harpsichord, 18th century harpsichord, but the remainder are on this beautiful Walter. Yeah.
I actually feel, a lot of the time I feel as though I'm a singer, and I often imagine words to the notes, and that really helps the expression, because it's just such a different style when you're trying to span a long phrase. You're just doing it in a much more of a vocal way than an instrumental way, and that's something that is just so different from 50 years before these pieces were written.